According to the latest U.S. Census Bureau statistics, the median household income in Puerto Rico was around $24,000, while in the U.S. it was around $75,000. And yet, when we look at the prices of most imported goods from the U.S. sold on the island, we find that Puerto Ricans are paying significantly higher prices for those same goods. In general, they're paying as much as 20 to 30% more for food and groceries, consumer goods, construction materials, vehicles and automotive parts, and medical supplies. But why are the people on the island paying so much more? Well, many have put the blame on the Jones Act imposed on Puerto Rico in 1920 by the United States. They argue that the Jones Act puts unjust shipping costs on the island that are then passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for goods. This is especially burdensome in Puerto Rico, where many goods must be imported. So, is this Jones Act really unjust for Puerto Rico? Well, let's look at it. The Jones Act, officially known as the Merchant Marine Act of 1920, is a United States federal statute that regulates maritime commerce in U.S. waters and between U.S. ports. It was enacted to support the U.S. maritime industry by ensuring a fleet of American ships and crews that could be mobilized in times of war or national emergency. The statute restricts the transportation of goods between U.S. ports to vessels that are built, owned, and operated by U.S. citizens or permanent residents. This means that only American-built, owned, and operated ships can transport goods between U.S. ports, and that includes the ports of Puerto Rico. Now, this law doesn't just apply to Puerto Rico. It applies to the whole of the United States. However, here's the problem. Since Puerto Rico is an island, this is the only means it has to bring in all imports from the U.S. mainland, as opposed to the states which don't depend on it as much. And since using other cheaper cargo ships would be illegal, this is the only option the island has to bring in goods from the U.S. Many U.S.-based shippers understand that the Jones Act is the only legal manner in which to ship goods from a U.S. port to a port in Puerto Rico. And they can play with the shipping prices because they have a monopoly. And this monopoly has allowed them to set prices without worrying about competition. Estimates suggest that the Jones Act costs Puerto Rico anywhere from around $500 million to $1.5 billion annually when considering direct shipping costs and broader economic impacts. This economic burden affects everyday consumer items and has a broad impact on the cost of living and doing business in Puerto Rico. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Help us to spread this video by sharing. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more videos.